got this. Yeah, he's got the voices in your head.
What's up, everybody? How's it going? Woo! Yes, yes. Welcome to SYFY Live here at C2E2, and I am super stoked. My name is Andre Meadows, joined by the wonderful Katie Wilson.
Hello.
Yes, and in between us is a really awesome person, actor, comedian, voice actor, and you probably know him as the voice of SpongeBob SquarePants. Tom Kenny is in the house, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Well, this SpongeBob thing's only been around for 20 years. They might not know about it yet.
Right.
It's kind of new. It's under the radar, but you're going to love it.
It's a little indie cartoon you might have heard of. But yeah, but that was actually one of the things I was thinking about. Is like SpongeBob has been on for so long. Like it's become this thing where it's new for some people and nostalgia for other people. So how has that been to like be part of the generations?
Well, it's funny. It's like anything that sticks around for a while. There's always new people discovering it. So that's one thing that I'm learning is that there's always somebody who's just getting on board the SpongeBob train. Like they're just catching the train. It's either really little kids or there are people who just you know, I kind of knew about it, but I never really watched it until recently where I sat down and watched an episode. So yeah, it's crazy. It's simultaneously nostalgia and something that's current at the same time.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of those, SpongeBob made it just under the wire of being a 90s, one of those 90s Nicktoons, because it debuted in 99. So it's kind of a 90s Nicktoon, but not.
Yeah.
And unlike those other ones, it's still in production and still around. So it's kind of like this weird, neither fish nor...
Well, I guess it is sort of a fish, but it's definitely not foul.
So yeah, it's SpongeBob's got, it's an anomaly in every way. Like SpongeBob's this crazy outlier that's not really like any other show or any other thing. I mean, like, you know, as you know, like I'm on all kinds of shows all the time and they're fun, but like SpongeBob is kind of the anchor of everything. Like if my career was a shopping mall, like SpongeBob would be Macy's, the anchor store. Yeah. And then the other stuff is like Sunglass Hut and Spyro Pizza and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Adventure Time would be like Spencer's Gifts. And
Adventure Time is Spencer's Gifts, yes. Exactly,
or
exactly.
Hot Topic.
Or Hot Topic, yeah, exactly.
I was gonna say, is Spencer's
Yeah, they do
even around
sell.
anymore?
They do sell ice cream stuff and Hot Topic.
Yeah,
I know that.
Yeah. But I just think that's interesting because usually a show that has that much of a run has had like different iterations, whereas this one has been the show.
Right, like there's different Scooby-Doos and different Transformer series and all that, but SpongeBob has just always been SpongeBob SquarePants, and we record it every Wednesday for 20 years, you know, with the same people. It's a pretty beautiful situation. Yeah. No downside.
Yeah, that's.
Are you being punished? Why are you sitting way the hell over there?
I feel like you should be.
Should I just come? All right, yeah.
This kind of looks like the Rocko's Modern Life opening credits now, where they're all sitting on the couch.
There it is.
Sorry to our clever people who now are going to reframe things. So I want to take us back just a little bit. Like, talk about how you got on SpongeBob. Like, did you have to audition? What was the process like of getting it and then recording the first episode?
Well, if you look at my IMDb, pretty much every one of those hundreds of credits is something that I had to audition for. Still, you know, I still audition every day. Everybody I know auditions every day, whether you're, you know, Phil Lamar, Maurice Marsh, or, you know, those are the guys that I see at auditions. And SpongeBob was the one show that I didn't have to audition for. It's the only one where Steve Hillenburg, the creator, had worked on Rocko's Modern Life. It was his first gig in animation, my first gig in animation. Doug Lawrence, that's Plankton, you know, was a storyboard guy on Rocko. So Steve just knew what he wanted. Every other voice had to audition because Steve didn't. He had voices in mind, but not actors in mind to do those voices. He had sounds in mind. But with me, he said, Tom is SpongeBob. You know, I don't want to hear anybody else. You know, Tom is SpongeBob. So it's, in some ways, it's the easiest gig I ever got. You know, and it's by far the longest lived. But everybody else had to audition. Like Steve didn't know Bill Fagerbaki, Patrick, and he did not know Rodger Bumpass, you know, Squidward. And he did know Doug Lawrence, but Nickelodeon wanted Plankton. I don't know why. I think they wanted a celebrity or something. They kind of did SpongeBob too. Like at one point, I heard Fred Savage. The network was pushing for Fred Savage to be SpongeBob, and Steve luckily went to bat for me, went to the mat for me. But Doug Lawrence was kind of the placeholder for Plankton. You know, he was kind of, until they found the real guy, he was just kind of coming in. And then they never found anybody that made them laugh as hard as his performances in the animatics. You know what animatics are, right? Just the kind of black and white, primitive, moving storyboard kind of version of the cartoon. While they're figuring out the timing and stuff. So yeah, it was a pretty weirdly easy gig, SpongeBob. And then once it started to take off, which took a season or two, then that's when it started to get really exciting, where you're like, wow, I saw a SpongeBob backpack in a store the other day. You know, you did? Did you take a picture of it? You know, it's like there was no SpongeBob merch. Like somebody came to my booth today with a snapshot, like a photo of a cake that their mom made in like 1999, like a SpongeBob birthday cake for them, that their mom had to improvise because there was no SpongeBob. You know, you didn't know how to make a SpongeBob cake. There was no cake mold yet. So yeah, now there's SpongeBob everything, but it's kind of an exciting time when you're just starting to see merch for a show, and you're starting to feel that maybe it's got a little life beyond what most other things do, where you're just happy. Because as an actor, you're just glad to have you're glad to have the gig. Two, you're glad if the pilot gets picked up. Then you're glad if the series gets picked up from the pilot. So you're just kind of surviving, you know?
Yeah.
And you never really lose that kind of mentality where you're just kind of like a scrapper.
Yeah.
You're just scrapping.
And at what point did you have to tell all your family and friends to stop sending you SpongeBob merch?
Yeah, I have less SpongeBob stuff in my house than probably anybody with 2 kids in America, because I just give it all away. You know what I mean? Like I just sign it and put it in a charity basket because you know. So it's like now Squidward's Rodger Bumpass has got the collection.
Oh, nice.
He claims to have one of every SpongeBob product ever made.
Wow.
And he had to build an addition onto his house. And I think that's
Is it
kind of
shaped
his
like a
retirement
pineapple?
plan, is that it's like this roadside attraction. You know, like the dinosaur place in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. You know, you pull over and go see the SpongeBob museum. So.
Please say that he made it like a pineapple. The extra wing.
Yeah, exactly. No, like a tiki head. His house is a big tiki head.
Oh, perfect. That works then. So, yeah. But did you have any feeling when you were first starting this show? Like, did you feel like it would have the kind of impact? Did you see it
No.
in there at all? It just was.
Well, I knew that
surprising?
we knew we liked it. We knew it made us laugh. We knew that it was funny. We knew that we had a blast recording it. But that doesn't really mean anything. There's been a lot of shows that I've been on that I thought, wow, this is really fun to do, and I think it's really a good show. And then, you know, disappears without a trace, and you're like, wow, okay, I guess my crystal ball blows. So I have the worst crystal ball of all time. So when SpongeBob started to take off, and you know, Adventure Time was another one that you felt that when you started talking to people that were watching the show, and Rick and Morty was another one, that you feel like it's got a little something extra in people's lives. You know what I mean? Like the impact of it is beyond somebody just killing 22 minutes while they're looking for something to do. You know, it's kind of deeper. So.
And what has the fan reaction been like, I guess, throughout the 20-year journey? And is it still crazy to this day to meet your fans?
Yeah, Santo. Oh, he looks like Santo. Oh, that's
He's looking around like, is there another one here? Like it's
I
not
love
him. Yes, you. Yeah.
love you, baby.
That was just genuine though. That's how you know you're at a convention. It's like, is he talking about this Santo or another one?
It's funny. I've been going to cons. You know, like long before I was in voiceover. Yeah. I'm a civilian nerd,
nice.
Right?
Yes.
And you know, and I'm the guy that still gets excited when I see cosplay people, as if it's the real character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hey, Plastic Man, Plastic Man, hi. You know, I get my kids are like, shh, Dad, please. You know, it's Plastic Man. Like, no, it's a guy dressed as Plastic Man. Wow, whatever. I still get excited. I still have my zest for life. But to answer your question, you know, one thing that's amazing about a show sticking around for 20 years is that people who were 8 or 10 years old when the show came on are 28 or 30 years old now with kids of their own a lot of times. And so it's multi-generational, which is really crazy, you know, when people go, oh, you know, a lot of, like, people have told me, oh, my wife and I, like, we bonded over SpongeBob memes or like, you know, SpongeBob jokes. That's kind of how we fell in love, and now we got a kid and we're raising that kid on SpongeBob. It's like, I I think this is cool, or maybe slightly terrifying. I'm not sure.
There's not a lot of people that can share their love of a show that they grew up with their kids too, and it's still being on the air. So,
and the thing that I like about it is that we all love being on the show, and it's just such an unequivocally positive experience to be on that it's not, it's a product that we feel good about. So there's, again, no downside. It's like, wow, it's fun. We have a good time doing it. We have a good time recording it, and everybody's. Nobody's dead or in jail yet, so it's like the same cast. It's the best.
Cool. What are some lines that the fans ask you to say the most?
Oh gosh, that the fans ask?
Yes, and then some of your favorites.
I'm going back to my table today. Is
you do like Krabby Patties, don't you, Squidward?
There's that one.
You're good, you're good, you're good, you're good.
When the Flying Dutchman's backing up. There's all kinds of everybody's got their thing. People
imagination.
People love that. Like, and then there's all those memes,
Yeah.
And a lot of times the memes that come out aren't really what the drawing originally was intended for.
Right.
Like that one of like SpongeBob, like that's not really. Like on the show, that wasn't SpongeBob making fun of somebody. You're going, but the picture says that, so it kind of, so it's kind of cool. All this stuff has a weird life of its own, and it begets new lives, and it's this weird folk art. Steve Hillenburg meets Grandma Moses craziness.
Well, that's a new way of telling, like just like the merchandise. When you start getting memes and gifts for yourself, that's when the show's hit an impact. So.
Yeah.
That I know. Once you start seeing merch, you go, I think maybe we can ask for a raise now. Yeah.
So and then of course throughout the process, you've also had SpongeBob movies as well. So,
and with the movies, the same people that worked on the movies in terms of animators and writers were the people that worked on the show. So there would be these long gaps where there were no TV episodes because people were working on the movies. And so that's why it's 20 years, but there's only like 12, 13 seasons of SpongeBob, because it's those two movies. It's kind of like they took time off to have a baby. The show took a little time off to have a baby. And so it's great. And now there's a third movie in the works. So
nice.
And
Crazy.
a Broadway show. Have you seen it?
I have seen it.
What did you think?
I love it. Yeah. Have anybody seen the Broadway show?
I've seen it.
You did?
Yes.
I saw it here in Chicago. Did you guys see it in previews here in Chicago?
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I didn't know what to. I had very low expectations. Like I was like, I don't even know if this really needs to exist, but
I wrote Best Day Ever, so I was glad they used that in the show. It's the best day ever. I'm like, well,
if this thing takes off, that'll be some good checks in the mailbox, and so then I saw it in previews was it at the Oriental? Yeah, and then now it's on Broadway, so we went to the Broadway, red carpet opening night. It's doing really good on Broadway, like really good. Like the reviews were crazy good, New York Times and all that. So, and the guy playing SpongeBob is amazing, and then the whole cast is great. I thought I would be weirded out because he's the only other person to ever play SpongeBob,
Right.
Yeah.
besides me. And people were like, "Was that weird for you?" And I said, I was kind of expecting it to be weird, but it wasn't at all.
Really?
It was like, I love this. I love,
And also the fact that
I
they're
was
like,
kind of braced for weirdness or.
Especially
I don't know what I was braced for.
with you sitting in the audience. I mean, I think that's more terrifying.
But man, he grew up on the show, and so his whole life has been studying SpongeBob the way that like I was with Looney Tunes. It was definitely a kindred spirit when I met those people, those actors. They're really great. Yeah. So the Broadway show, I can actually highly recommend it. It's awesome if you're in New York City.
yeah, I saw it. It's great. It's
Oh,
really
cool.
good.
I'm glad you liked it.
But that was what I got excited about because I didn't listen to the songs beforehand, so I wanted to be surprised. And when they started singing "Best Day Ever," I was like, "Yeah!"
Oh, well, I got excited. I got excited when it came to Broadway, and somebody sent me. There was a poster in New York, hanging on a wall somewhere, and it said, "With songs by, David Bowie, Tom Kenny," and I was just like, "Wow, that's cool."
Awesome.
David Bowie, Tom Kenny, and then they listed all the other people, Cyndi Lauper and Aerosmith, Steven Tyler, but it was funny. They put my name right next to David Bowie, so I was like, yeah, that's good placement right there.
Yep.
Good real estate.
Good real estate in Bowie Gardens. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Well, we do have a little game here. If you're,
no.
if you're up for playing a game.
I'm terrible at games.
Well, it's a
pretty
really easy game. So we
Okay.
have a 20-sided die here that we're gonna roll, or you're gonna roll actually.
Okay.
And it corresponds with a question that we have.
Okay.
And then you answer it. So
Okay.
it's not that.
What could
difficult of a
possibly go
game.
wrong?
Exactly.
Okay.
So go ahead.
So I just
Roll.
roll this bad boy.
Uh-huh.
God.
Look,
Dungeons and, is
we
this
have
like Dungeons
we
and
have
Dragons?
A dice roll cam.
Wow, look at that, the crotch cam. The crotch cam. Hey, what's Tom Kenny's wiener doing? Okay, here we go. There we are.
One.
One.
Oh, I won.
You should not play Dungeons and Dragons.
Wow. I don't know what that means. Does that
not
mean I'd be
good.
one of those people that gets lost in the sewer?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a critical fail.
I remember when that was going on.
All right,
People playing Dungeons and Dragons down the sewer, urban legend.
That's the next season of Stranger Things. So number one is, this should be interesting. Which character that you love do you also think is most likely to bug friends to help them move?
Bug friend, does it have to be a character that I do?
It can be anybody.
Oh,
any
man.
Character.
Well, I would say in terms of my character, the Ice King is like the biggest. Hey, come on. You got a truck. Why won't you help me move? You're the only friend I know with a truck. Come on. Please.
When the Penguins help him out?
Yeah, come on. Gunther, help me move. Great. He's gone. Just when I need help packing my records, Gunther's gone.
Look forward to that episode of Adventure Time coming up. It's all an elaborate plot.
Season 7, yo.
So yes.
I got my Popeye socks on, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Camera picking those up? Yeah. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, 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 wah. Yeah.
Well, that's actually good though, because we talk about cartoons being inspiration from watching SpongeBob. But what cartoons were you a big fan of?
Popeye. Popey's my guy. Popeye the Sailor Man I was obsessed. I was Popeye every Halloween.
Nice.
For like 14 years. Now, I love Popeye the Sailor was, I don't know why. It's like the guy who lost his eye in a bar fight and eats vegetables and pounds the hell out of people. I don't know why he was such a great role model for me, but
We all have our shows, I'm sure.
Popeye was it. I still am a Popeye freak. I'm still a Popeye freak.
All right, I'm a deep cut you here.
Like at San Diego last year,
Yeah.
there was somebody cosplaying, one of the greatest cosplays ever, as Popeye the Sailor Moon.
Oh my gosh.
So it was somebody with like the Sailor Moon body and then this hideous Popeye head. And it was like one of the greatest things. I'm like, can I get my picture taken with you?
Wow.
Everyone's gonna like that. That Google search is gonna go up so high today.
Sailor Moon.
Oh my gosh. All right. Do we have maybe time for?
yeah.
Am I gonna roll another one?
Yeah, I was gonna deep cut you. Say, have you ever seen the Popeye movie, the live action?
I am one of the few defenders of the Popeye movie.
Thank you. I'm with you.
Oh, really?
Thank you.
I mean, it's not perfect.
Yeah.
It's not perfect. I mean, but it falls apart.
Sweet.
But I think a lot of the casting is amazing. 6.
Sweet
No, wait.
haven.
Or is that
Yeah.
9?
9.
That's a 9.
That's a 9.
All right,
Sorry,
we're
that little
getting
line
better.
under it.
Still shouldn't play any D&D, but we're getting better. All right, so that's me over here. Which radioactive animal would you want to be bitten by to gain their attributes?
Oh, wow. I think I would like to be bitten by a radioactive capybara. They're already the world's largest rodent. So if you were bitten by a radioactive version of the world's largest rodent,
Yes.
But what would he sound like?
I don't know. I don't know if capybaras make sounds. A capybara is the world's largest rodent, isn't it? Can somebody Google search that for me? I watch enough Animal Planet that I'm pretty sure I'm right.
They're too busy Google searching Popeye the Sailor Moon. They can't.
And of course, my fantasy with the Popeye the Sailor Moon person was that when she takes off her head, she's like completely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Right? Right? It's like, wow, wow, like wow.
Oh my gosh, and we want you guys to play along at home as well, so let us know on Twitter at SYFY using the hashtag It's a Fan Thing and hashtag C2E2 and let us know what you would like to be, which animal you would like to be bitten by.
Send pictures of capybaras.
Of that.
But before we head out of here, we've talked about the legacy of SpongeBob, but you also have a cartoon that you did that is now coming back, or at least having a special coming back, was the Rocko's Modern Life.
Yes, Rocko's Modern Life is coming back.
Yeah.
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 And Spyro the Dragon is coming back.
Yes.
Yay! Yay!
So it's weird, like nothing's ever gone, you know?
Yeah.
And then like, I think today, a show called Bug Salad drops on Nick.com, a really funny cartoon called Bug Salad that's new. And then in May, a new cartoon by the guys that created Brickleberry called Paradise PD debuts on Netflix, which is not for children for sure. So yeah, so there's all kinds of crazy new stuff going on. And then I got my SpongeBob every Wednesday.
That's
So
awesome.
so yeah, it's nice to keep busy when you're a man of my years.
Where else can people see you here at the con? Are you doing any panels and
My
stuff?
table.
Nice.
And then I think there's a Twisted Tunes panel, and there's there's a few panels that I'm on. Everything you always want to know about voiceover or inside voiceover. I don't know. I just let them drive me around in a golf cart, and I go do what I'm told.
Well, search his name on the app. After you search Popeye the Sailor Moon, search Tom Kenny's name on the C2E2 app
Capybara.
to figure out where he's
Yeah,
at.
capybaras.
And capybaras.
Yeah.
This is all your homework tonight, so. Tom, thank you so much.
The world's largest rodent.
We got confirmation
Confirmation.
from the SpongeBob cosplayers.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you, guys.
Perfect. Well, Tom, thank you so much for being
Thank
here.
you,
This
Andre.
was so
Thank
much
you.
fun.
Thank you, Miss
It was
Katie.
so nice
Thank
to
you.
be
Thanks for having you guys.
Yes, give it up for Tom Kenny.
Bye, everybody.
See you around the con, y'all.
Yeah, so like I said, make sure you tweet us at SYFY using the hashtag It's a Fan Thing, hashtag C2E2. Let us know what you think about what's going on up here or anything that you see here at the con. We always appreciate hearing from you guys. And we got all kinds of guests showing up on this stage, including up next, we have Sci-Fi Wire's Fandom Files, Canvas Cosplay Interview. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Thanks again to Tom McKinney. Thank you all for being here at C2E2.
I ain't
Have
going
fun.
anywhere.